Hello everyone and welcome back to Newegg TV. I'm Steve. Today I'm going to do an overview on this Powerline adapter from ZyXEL. This is the PLA 5215. Alright, so here we have an HD Powerline adapter from ZyXEL. A couple things I want to mention first for those of you out there who aren't familiar with Powerline adapters. Essentially they allow you to connect your network via the power lines that are running through your household. So you are essentially connecting your network's data, streaming through that. But more importantly, I want to talk to you a little bit about the standardizing of different communication standards that they're using. First and foremost, HomePlug Alliance helped standardize the IEEE 1901 Powerline Communication Standard. That standard defines the method by which Powerline adapters are used to make network connection via AC power lines in your home. And HomePlug Alliance calls products that use this standard HomePlug AV certified. This particular product is HomePlug AV2 certified, which is the new standard that was developed or actually released in 2012. Essentially, some of the features that are included here are support for MIMO, as well as whole home coverage with inherent repeater functionality, high definition video and audio support without noticeable dropouts or artifacts, interoperable with HomePlug AV and HomePlug GP devices. Basically, it just means they're backwards compatible with both of those types. Also, they have power save modes that have been added: active, standby, and idle. But the bottom line is, it's faster with a little extra power saving added. Now, first and foremost, this is the 600 megabit per second version. There were earlier versions of Powerline adapters that were as low as 14 megabits per second, 200 or 500. Clearly, with more throughput, you're going to get faster file transfers and just all around faster performance on your network when you're transferring files between these two. This obviously is intended to not necessarily replace wireless by any means. I mean, wireless still has lots of uses, but sometimes when you need a dedicated line, something like this Powerline adapter might be what you need to use when wireless maybe isn't an option, or you just want to have maybe a little bit more security or reliability on your connection. Let me just flip this around to the back and show you just a couple things up here. First and foremost, that I mentioned before, HomePlug AV2 is capable of 600 megabits per second, and they're basically saying that it's best for all types of internet activity, from HD streaming to streaming multimedia or online gaming or web browsing, email, so on and so forth. If you were to drop down to something that was HomePlug AV or just IEEE 1901 certified, you're looking at about 500 megabits per second, which is still okay. It's still going to handle what you basically need. And then if you drop all the way down to HomePlug AV, you're looking at about 200 megabits per second, which is what they're recommending for web browsing, email and chat, a bit of online gaming, and it also includes some of the energy saving features. So let's go ahead and open up the box. And here's everything that comes inside the box. I'll start with a quick start guide first. There's only a few steps to show you, but I feel they are important. Just unfold this really quickly. Okay, so here's a quick start guide, and if you look closely here, there's a couple things we need to point out. One, you need to plug this in directly to the outlet. Make sure that you're not plugging it into a surge protector or a power strip. Make sure it's directly connected here, because you don't want any other interference between the device and what it's trying to transmit through, which is the lines in your walls. So for second thing, they want you to double check and make sure that you're actually getting power to the device. The power LED I'll show you in just a moment, but just make sure of that. And there's two more basic steps left. First, you need to connect both the PLAs to the outlet. This would actually be connected nearest to your internet router, or the router that's closest to your internet connection. And you would be able to plug that in directly to it, then plug it into the wall. On the other side, in the other room where you want to connect your computer, you just want to plug that in, then plug in the Ethernet cable straight to the computer. That being said, after that, you just double check to make sure the power and the Ethernet lights are both lit, and then you just hit the encrypt button, wait 2 minutes, or you have up to 2 minutes, I should say, then click the other encrypt button, which I can't really hold high enough for you, on the other device, and that will allow it to give you the 128-bit encryption, securing your data transmissions within the Powerline network. So that is how you get it set up. Here is ZyXEL's warranty card. They're kind of special because they have multiple countries that they actually ship to, and some countries require you to put a little stamp and send that in for the warranty card to actually be, for the device to be warranted. Then we have the actual CD that gives you some software in here, a utility to help you manage your PLA network, as well as quick start guide in digital form, as well as a user guide and Acrobat reader so that you can get connected. Also some product registration stuff on this disc as well. They also provided for you two Cat5e cables that you'll use to connect the home plug AV2 based Powerline adapters, which are here, to your computer and to your router or switch, however you want to send the network through. So once again, here's what they look like. You'll plug them into the wall. They'll start using modulated carrier wave to transmit the information through the wiring inside your household to the other side, and essentially just create an Ethernet cable. That's really what it's doing. It's just creating a wired connection in your household, allowing you to connect two Ethernet cables from one location to another location in your home. So let me just look at one of them, because really they're identical. And you could add more than one too to create this network, as well as you could add others and actually create multiple networks inside, but that's a little more advanced. So you have here our standard AC plug, a three-prong plug with the ground included. This is actually a pass-through. So on some PLAs, you'll actually notice there isn't one of these. And the reason why you'd want one is so that this way you don't actually lose the power plug that you're currently using. So you can plug this into the wall, still transmit your network information, but yet still give you a power source for something else to be plugged in. Also, they have embedded a noise filter that enables the PLA 5215 to suppress noise from all connected electronic equipment. If I show you here at the bottom, of course, there's ZyXEL's little mirrored logo and sort of the wave decal that they've been going with lately with some of their stuff. Then at the bottom we have three LEDs. First one is the power one, and it's always green. It's either on, blinking, or off. If it's on, the PLA is actually on and receiving power. Also, it indicates when you got a successful connection using the encryption button. It also will blink when it's starting up, and it's off if it's not receiving any power. Plug next to the light next to that would be the home plug LED. Three different LEDs inside: green, amber, and red. They have two different states, being on or blinking or off. That's technically three states, isn't it? But the green, amber, and red depict other detected Powerline adapter speeds that it's able to transfer to. So green being the best, it's 80 megabits per second or greater, amber is 20 to 80, and red is from nothing to 20 megabits per second. The final LED indicator light is actually the Ethernet indicator light. So standard Ethernet port logic there. If it's on, it's connected and ready. If it's blinking, it's communicating, and if it's off, there's no connection. So if I just tilt this a little bit, I can actually show you the bottom here where you can see the Gigabit Ethernet port. Of course, you're not actually going to get the full 1,000 megabits per second, but that's okay, because if you had a 10100, you wouldn't be able to get the full 600 that this thing is theoretically capable of. And next to that, you have the reset button, which would allow you to reset it back to defaults. If I flip it over here on one side, the right side to be specific, we have the encryption button. And if I flip it around to the back, I can show you the actual three-prong plug that would be plugged into your AC socket. Down at the bottom, there's also a bit more information: the serial number, the MAC address, and also the DAC. That's the device access key. And one last thing to mention about this particular product: it does have advanced QoS that basically allows you to maximize the use of your bandwidth with traffic prioritization, but also it has something called SmartLink Plus. Essentially allows the transmission of Powerline signals across all three electrical wires: the line, the neutral, and the ground. It essentially allows you to connect the PLA in your network with 50% more range within your home and with less interference from environmental line noise. All right, everybody, that just about wraps up this overview of ZyXEL's HD Powerline adapter. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to click the like button. If you haven't already done so, click subscribe to any of our various YouTube channels, and we'll see you soon.